Hi, I am Soncire, and I am so glad to be here right now, and I'm thankful for Ron giving me the opportunity to just to share something. And the most recent thing that has been on my heart and mind to share has been transformation. The last several years I've been going through a transformational period. I didn't know that when it started. Nobody warned me. People talked about what it meant to go through this or that. But I don't know if you can ever really prepare yourself for transformation. It's something that kind of happens. But in thinking about that process, I decided I would like to share to the listeners that if you're in a position of your life, there's some things that you look at yourself in the mirror, and you really don't like, I'm just going to be point blank, you really don't like who you see. For some reason or another, you don't like what's going on in your life. You're not satisfied with it, but you know deep inside that you have the potential to make it better. You know deep inside that you want to change. I want to encourage you to go through the process. And transformation, what does that mean? It's a big word. It's a long word. You can look up the dictionary definition. However, I'm just going to be as simple and plain as I can be. It means to change. You know, you hear the terminology to renew your mind. Renewing your mind is the beginning of transformation, because when you're renewing your mind, you're learning new information. You're thinking differently. You're receiving stuff that you've not looked at before. Maybe you've heard it, but you've not really looked into it before. But it becomes you become curious about it. That's a good way to put it. You become curious, and you're like, wow, most people deal with, okay, do you want to make a lot of money? Do you want to, travel the world? Sometimes people just want to live a good life. And living a good life isn't always about the riches and the traveling all over. I'm not against that, but I also know I see too many people around me living every day, and they would just like a day off. They may not have the money to travel to Europe and to Spain and Japan and all over the world, but they would just like to go to a place with a nice pool and sit down and relax and be able not to think about the problems and issues and just relax and look at the water, or go out into a drive and to a mountainside and just look at the mountain, look at the life that's in that mountain. Other people like animals. Whatever your thing is, go to an aquarium and just watch the fish. It's amazing if you allow yourself to be present and just watch the fish in an aquarium. I'm talking about the big kind of aquariums, the stuff you can't buy and put in your home. But there's a transformation that takes place because every time we learn about new information and we allow ourselves to digest it, to think about it, to consciously say, what does that mean to me? You begin to change. You begin to become a new person. When we talk about old things passing away and all things becoming new, well, you have to have new information in order to do that. And if somebody would have told me years ago that having a transforming experience would be like being in labor for 5 years of your life, I too would have said, no way, no thank you. Because at times it feels like that. I'll give you a little example. Lately, I've been on the treadmill, and for those of you that know me, I'm doing a penny per step challenge on GoFundMe right now to help an organization that's called I Can Do All Things. Well, little did I know that simple step to get on a treadmill and just ask for a penny per step was going to transform my life. Little did I realize that by making a commitment to get on a treadmill was going to take me through life-altering, emotional challenges that I'm so thankful for now. But I literally tell you, I was in tears some of those days on the treadmill because it brought me to a point of thinking about what I used to do, how active I used to be, and how over the years I am overweight. I mean, some people say I don't look bad, and some people say, oh, don't worry about it. But for me, I'm overweight. Now, I love myself. I have no problem with that anymore. I'm excited that I can get up, take a bath, dress myself. I'm excited about that. But there are things that come with being overweight that bring pain at times. When I can't sit in a chair because it has arms in it. When even being on the treadmill, my hips were so wide, I couldn't even swing my arms to walk. I have to hold on to the rail. And that at first didn't seem like a big deal, but doing it every single day and realizing the stress it put on my shoulders and the uncomfortability. But then it pushed me to a point to say that if I want to be different, I need to keep coming back. I need to get back on that treadmill again and again and again. And I'm so thankful that I don't know how to say it, but it was in my heart to do 91 days, 3 months on this treadmill. But I'm glad for it now, because when I made that commitment, little did I know the process that was going to take me through, that now I'm committed that walking is a part of my life, that I must walk. I want to walk. I desire to walk. I miss it if I don't walk. But in that walking process, it has not been an easy thing. So long story short, with that, my first 30 days, I lost 1.5 inches from my hips. And it was fine. You can hardly tell anybody else, but because I measured, I know. But now the second month has gone by, and now I can swing one arm. I'm telling you, this is a slow process, but I can swing one arm by my side when I walk on the treadmill and not hit the rail. Now, I haven't got to 2 arms yet, but it's coming. But I'm talking about transformation isn't a fast process. People want to make you think like, oh, bam, you get it. It's just that, beam me up, Scotty, and I have it. Or like from the Matrix, they put the thing in the back of their head and they've got it. No, transformation takes a conscious effort to want to be different than you are, to want to change something about you, even in baby steps, doing it step by step. You can transform. You become that which you desire to be. And to be healthy, I am healthy. I'm overweight. But in being overweight, now I'm dissatisfied because I can no longer do some of the things. Playing volleyball. My grandbabies just started playing volleyball and basketball. For me to get into a gym with them and be able to show them some moves will be wonderful. It's going to take me a few more months before I'm ready to get there. But I'm glad for the transformation process. So just sharing that. I've griped for years. If I were to tell you that I would wake up every morning for over 2 years thinking in my mind, I need to work out, I'm not lying. I would lay up in bed 4 or 5 in the morning, wake up and not be able to move from my bed. But in my mind, I started thinking, I need to walk. I need to go outside. I need to be active. It's taken some time, but now it's happening. And I've been doing it. So don't beat yourself up by what you haven't done. Just make a choice. I want to encourage each of you, make a choice to do something that you haven't done, that you wanted to do, that you know inside you can do, and begin that process for you. It's amazing. So helping others, I've always loved to help others, but I never put the two things together where I could help myself while helping others. And that's what this challenge did for me. I'm actually walking to raise money for others, but I'm helping myself because now I know how to walk every day consistently and get the best effort. I could tell you some funny stories that I'm not going to go into that right now. But I have some funny things that have happened along the way with this. And I laugh to myself, but there's times I've also cried, but that's a part of the process. So like I said, grab your Kleenex and start whatever that journey is for you to transform. You stop complaining about stuff and you start looking to what you can live for. At least I did. The complaints I know on Ron's channel, he says, oh, if you have a complaint or something, my only complaint would be with myself on why I didn't start sooner. Why, whatever it was that held me back then, the lies that I heard from other people, or I allowed things, the mean things that people said to me to kind of hold me back and be afraid. I remember one time walking around Reed Park, and I was walking so good, and I had a friend that was walking, and then she got a job and she couldn't walk with me anymore, and I tried walking by myself, and these kids, they were college kids and just ignorant, but they were in a pickup truck or in the forward thing, and they were yelling out obscenities and horrible things to the heavy-set people, which I was one, walking down Broadway around the perimeter of Reed Park. And I stopped walking. I allowed that negativity to stop me from doing something that was going to help me. But because I didn't want people yelling things like that at me and throwing stuff, I couldn't believe the throwing. They throw a thing. It didn't hit me because anyway, but throwing stuff. But I've learned now over the years, I can't let anything like that stop me from being the best person I can be, from stopping me to have the dreams and the goals I desire to have help. So the process I'm going through, I had to receive new knowledge. From that knowledge, put it into action, like meditate on it, think about it, and let it become a part of me, and then put it into action. For me, the action took a few years, from getting out of the bed in the mornings to walk. But now I walk before I go to bed, and it's wonderful. So I'm thankful. Ron, thank you for this channel, this page, to be able to share. If I can encourage one person, it's wonderful, and I'm really glad to share. So the word of the day, transformation.